Hello everybody, Sir Beaton here, and welcome back to another past paper practice video. In this video, I will be tackling an algebra question, or actually two questions. So let's head straight into this video. The question says, write 3x to the second power plus 8x minus 25 in the form a open bracket x plus h close bracket square plus k, where a, h, and k are real numbers. Sometimes these real numbers, they can say a, h, and k are constants. So let's head into the working of this question. So the first things first, we need to identify what is a, b, and c. So in this quadratic, so we know a, b, and c. So we see a would simply be 3, b would be 8, and c would be negative 25. So we have our values for a, b, and c. Now the important thing, we already know what a would be. So next thing we need to do is find h and k. X will remain x, so let's find our value for h. So there's a formula that we can use to find for h. That formula is b over 2a. So we know h would therefore be equal to, we found b to be 8 over 2 multiplied by a, which is 3. So h would therefore be equal to 8 divided by 2 times 3 is 6. And we know we can cancel this out, so we know 8 divided by 2 is 4, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So h is therefore equal to 4 over 3. So this is our value for h. And the next thing we need to do is find our value for k. So there's also a formula that we use to find, the value of k. And that formula is c minus b squared all over 4a. So c minus b squared all over 4a. So we have our values for c, b, and a. So k would therefore be equal to c, which is a negative 25, minus b, which is 8, so b squared would be 8 squared, over 4 multiplied by a, which is 3. So k would therefore be equal to negative 25 minus, so when we square 8, we'll end up with 64 over 4 times 3 is 12, and if we punch this in our calculator, we'll end up with negative 25 subtract 64 over 12. We'll end up with k being equal to negative 30 and 1 over 3, or we can say negative 91 over 3. So negative 91 over 3, since we have an improper here, we'll use that. So we have our values for h and we have our values for k, so now we can write it in the form. So the form is a open bracket x plus h squared plus k. So we know a would be 3, so it's 3 open bracket x plus h, which is plus 4 over 3 squared plus k, which is negative 91 over 3. So we can, this is a plus or minus, so this will become minus 91 over 3, and this is it in that form. So the question also went on to ask, hence or otherwise determine the minimum value of 3x squared plus 8x minus 25. So we can use this here that we just found to find the minimum and maximum value. So the minimum value for this graph would be found at here. So in this case, since we initially started out with, the x squared term was a positive one, that means the graph will be a minimum, meaning it will open up like this. And now had this been a negative, the graph would have opened down like this, and we would have had a maximum. And in this case, we have a minimum because this here is a positive. So the minimum value would be whatever this is. Whatever k is, that would be the minimum value. So the minimum value here would be negative 91 over 3. And that is the minimum value for this quadratic. And with that, this has brought me to the end of this video, in which I tackled how to write a quadratic in this form. So one thing you should know is that this is the formula to find h, and this is the formula that we use to find k. So these formulas will not be given to you, so you need to commit these to memory. Any two formulas you want to commit to memory would be these two, because this is the easy way to work this question. So we basically worked this out, and we found our values of h and k, and we just put it in the formula. And then we found the minimum value. So I'll see you in the next video in which I'll be tackling some more questions like these. So keep practicing and take care.